Hey there! Welcome everyone back to my movie review in Rutger Hauer series. And of course, today I'm gonna talk one of my personal favorite futuristic science fiction horror films that the from the 90s. Definitely one of the best 90s films in my opinion. And this movie is loved and hated by everyone. I say it's the best one from Rutger Hauer, and that's of course Split Second. Blade Runner meets Alien. He's seen the future, now he has to kill it. He'll need bigger guns. Split Second, which came out in 1992, was released on May 1 in the US, 1992, but was in the UK was later released. It's rated R. It's a horror film, and I just love this movie to death. I mean, this is my movie. It's rated R. It's a horror film. This is the German release, which I also do have the slipcase. I do have the slipcase. You can see the slipcase. I bought the Germany, which you do have 2 disc. If you don't have it, I recommend it. MVD also got this movie on Blu-ray, but I wish that this would have extra footage, interviews, behind the scenes, audio commentaries, but sadly it doesn't have. You only get 2 discs. MVD has that, but it only has 2.0 audio. It's not remastered. Their version is not remastered. This movie is remastered. This movie is actually remastered, but you get 2 discs, which I'll show you. That's the Blu-ray, and this is the bonus disc. The bonus disc contains trailers, German trailers, US trailers, photo gallery, and of course the Japanese VHS edition, which is from VHS. But it's all the extended and deleted scenes are in the DVD. So that's also cool. I did not watch it because I watched it the remastered, but this Blu-ray contains the remastered version. It has 2 audios, 5.1, 2.0. It's remastered. It's only 1 hour 30 minutes, but it's remastered. All the scenes that if they were deleted from the DVD are in this movie. All the scenes are actually here. Not the extended scenes that were deleted, but all the scenes you can get here on this cover and on this Blu-ray. If you don't have it, I recommend it to buy it. This is the 2015 release. I trust more the MVD because I heard a lot of complaints about MVD, like Lionheart. They put the director's cut. I think they put on the 2nd disc, and it was in the audio was so horrible, terrible to listen that people were complained about it. Then I heard about Nemesis. They fucked up. They instead put the original VHS version on it. They actually just put some alternate or different version. Instead being a woman's narration was a man's narration in it. They just completely screwed over, and I remember people being so upset that they said that they ripped them off. That's the reason why I rather purchased this film, which I finally do have it. Rest in peace, Rutger Hauer. I miss the guy, huge fan of him. And I'm making this movie review in honor of Rutger Hauer. He passed away 2 years ago on July 19, which I did the videos for him. He already passed away, and it's definitely one of my favorite Dutch actors, and I'm doing this for him. And Rutger Hauer is definitely an actor that's been missed by me. This is my 5th review on Rutger Hauer, and like I said, I love this movie to death. People hate this film. I love this film to death. I understand what it's about. I love the shadows. I love the scenes, and also the back. If you didn't see the back, I think I didn't show you the book, but you also get the book. You also get this. You also get this sticker. Yeah, this sticker is awesome. But you also do have the book. That's Detective Dick Durkin and Harley Stone. The screenshots from the movie. This is this is actually poster. The girl that was killed in the open scene. Detectives running race against time. That's Michelle, and of course that's Detective Harley Stone. And that's also Kim Cattrall, Michelle McLean. And the movie was being directed by Tony Maylam, but by the finale, you know, he dropped out. He was frustrated. He couldn't handle. He couldn't do it anymore. So he dropped out. The final scenes in Metro and the subway was actually directed by Ian Sharp, which he got the credits on the end of the movie, end of credits. Written by Gary Scott Thompson. Gary Scott Thompson had in mind Harrison Ford, but Rutger Hauer read the script and he loved the script. The ending was changed several times, so Rutger Hauer accepted the main lead role, and Gary Scott Thompson was happy that that Rutger Hauer took the role. So that was awesome, was fantastic. Produced was by Laura Gregory. She was producer. Laurie Borg was line producer. Keith Cavill and Chris Kelly were both executive producers. And Gary Scott Thompson was associate producer who also wrote the screenplay. So that's awesome. Original music was by Francis Haynes and Stephen V. Parsons, which I enjoyed the music for the thing. Cinematography by Clive Tickner. And Dan O'Reilly did the film editing. So, one man show versus monster. So I do love the film to death. It's one of my favorite Rutger Hauer movie, my personal favorite movie of all time, which I still do have the Blu-ray. It's awesome watching this movie on remastered edition. It's fantastic. I think they did a great job, you know. But already you know the story. It's actually a futuristic film. The movie set in the futuristic world in 2008. Global warnings, they actually global warnings heavily flooded the areas in London, and that's how the creature showed up. And Harley Stone, played by Rutger Hauer, plays a Maverick cop. Harley Stone, who's chasing this thing, you know, he goes and chases this thing, and he's on suspension. He's been called to this club, and there's something going on in this club. And and Harley Stone is actually psychically connected with the killer, with a serial killer who kills people. Who 3 years ago he was chasing this killer, but he killed his partner and he wounded him. Since then he's psychically connected and he can hear his heart beating. And this thing, this serial killer kills people before midnight in the sign of Scorpion, and it's been called a demon. You know, he's actually been called a demon or Satan. And Scorpio demon, he's been called Scorpion demon, you know, or more monster. And Harry Stone has a psychic connection to the killer. And in the club, the girl, you know, the girl, I'll show you once again. In the club, you know, this girl, in which Harley goes and tries to call. She tells him, she goes to the bathroom, tells him that she tells him something that he should wait, you know, and she gets murdered, she gets killed. And he goes to the club, you know, he finds poor girl and he puts his coat on her. And what I love about Harry Stone is that he wears his beautiful coat, he wears night shades, you know, those sunglasses shades. He also, he has cigars, and he goes, and he finds the girl dead, and he puts the coat, and he goes around people and says someone has to see it, and he talks to the dog, in the open scene, the dog barks on him, he shows the badge, says, police dickhead. He also talks to the dog, and says, you've seen him, dickhead, and I just love that, the dog's seen him. And, I just love this monster, the creature feature. And Harry Stone has been now called back because the serial killer, or more the Scorpio demon, which is called, makes kills people, and he makes those pentagrams, those signs. He makes those signs, and he taunts Harry Stone because he killed his partner. So Harry Stone has been now he has been out of suspension now, and he gets new partner, and that's Detective Dick Durkin, played by Alistair Duncan. That's him, Detective Dick Durkin, played by British actor Alistair Duncan. See if there's any picture with him. The side that he's running. That's him. That's Detective Dick Durkin, Alistair Duncan. That's him. He's been assigned to Harry Stone, in which Harry Stone is chasing the killer through the futuristic London, and who kills before midnight in the sign of Scorpio. And Harry Stone is connected to the killer, and he hears his heart beating. He hears his heart beating, and this thing keeps taunting Harry Stone and keeps continue killing. And meantime, I think the sister of Foster McLean, which was actually his which was his partner, shows up, and they have a romantic relationship. And I just love that, I love Kim Cattrall in this movie. She's a fantastic actress, She burns the candles for she lights the candles for his brother. I'll say for her brother, and she's staying with Harley. But this thing, keeps continue killing people, and even though Harley does not like Dick Durkin at first. But then they actually became a great team, and they started working each other. I think this will be better. They start both working each other, investigating the homicide, and of course for a few times, the thing also grabs the shotgun. He steals the shotgun while Harry Stone and Detective Durkin, they go in the bar, and Detective Durkin goes and eats something, and meantime the thing steals his gun. He goes into his apartment, and when they call the apartment, when Detective Harry Stone's been called once again, he actually runs in the bathroom. He hears a scream, but Michelle, she's actually naked. I think we see Kim Cattrall's tits in this movie, and she's been naked, but she's been showered. She said, I think, that she saw a rat, and she screamed. But in the apartment, when Harley and Detective Durkin, they go in it, he gets shot. Detective Durkin gets shot. He shoots. It has an action which shoots on Harley Stone, but misses him, and Detective Durkin runs out. And of course, there's a scene in which Harley Stone runs, and he starts shooting, and of course, he sees, and the cop shows up, but there also his partner goes and backs him up. There's also a scene in which there's a nightmare scene, when Detective Harry Stone has a nightmare scenes, and Detective Durkin sees that he's been cut by this thing, which has a long claws. He has a long claws, and this thing has a long claws. It's a thing. It's a Scorpio demon. And he goes and kills people with his claws, and he he eats hearts out. He takes the hearts out and he eats their hearts out, and he sends the heart. He sends the card to Detective Harry Stone because he's messing up with him. He tries to get in his head. He's messing up. He plays cat and mouse game with Harry Stone, and Harry Stone he goes and investigates the murder, and he also goes back, and he like climbs there, and tries to think. And the guy with the shotgun shows up and says, what the hell are you doing here? I'm trying to think. And he talks, to the dog, and I love that he talks to the dog, and he gives him something to eat, and I love that, I love Rutger Hauer so much in this film. And he says, I wasn't talking to you, I was talking to your secretary. And I love it. He put, he gave him something to eat. He was nice to talk. I love that Harry Stone. I love Rutger Hauer so much in this film. He's such a badass. Split Second, in my opinion, is a badass film. Such a badass film, in my opinion. So actually, this thing also goes and kidnaps Michelle and of course Detective Durkin and Stone. They actually are hunting down this thing, and I think they go to this hospital or was some clinic, and Detective Durkin shoot the guy, but he saw him who ran away, but he shoot the guy, he shoot him, and he says, and now he know what they actually are against it, they're actually against the thing, this is the thing, a Scorpio demon, which is 7 foot tall long, and they're gonna need a bigger guns, both they're gonna need a bigger guns. So they actually went, and that was automatic multi-barrel shotgun. That was custom made. It wasn't. They don't exist. But they actually both go, to stop this thing, before it's too late. And when they actually all those signs, the demon serial killer lives. It actually shows them the marks on the card, on the map. The card where this thing is. He's down the sewer, which probably he was infected there. He's down the sewer. So they go to the rat catcher. I think was the actor. The rat catcher, Michael J. Pollard. That's actually him, Michael J. Pollard. Rest in peace. He was in I Come in Peace with Dolph Lundgren. He was in Tango and Cash. He was in numerous films, and he was also in this film. So they go to the rat catcher. They actually go to the rat catcher, and they actually go in the subway. The Liz brings it to the metro station, and I love the scene when they actually climb down, and he gives them the keys, and actually wrote the lines when they go to, you see the stairs, or the flute is there, they go to the stairs, and they climb down the stairs. Walk down the stairs, they go to the door, and I love the lines by Dick Durkin, who says, he says, I don't think this thing thinks it's Satan. I think this thing is Satan. And I love, Satan is a deep shit. I love that scene, Rutger Hauer says, Satan is a deep shit. I love that scene, and he breaks the door down like a pure badass they are. They go, they actually fall down, the ruins down, it looks like a mine. They came out, and they see the train, the old train in the metro station, and we see then also a scene in which Detective Dick Durkin falls in it, and Harry Stone turns around. And since Durkin, and he goes up, on the surface, and he says, don't do that, it's not funny. and they go, the metro station, and of course, Michelle McLean is now tied up, she's tied up and she's hanging with a rope. And Detective Durkin says, don't go on the surface, because it was a trap. The killer set him a trap. So Detective Durkin climbs on the roof of the train, and he says to McLean, go swing your legs, and Detective Stone says swing the legs, and she does. He saves her. She climbs through Detective Durkin. And of course, I love the scene when the killer goes up, and tries to catch the girl, but Harley goes with a machine gun, with his automatic machine gun, goes and blows the rope to pieces, and he goes and fires, but the thing goes underwater and hides itself while he goes and goes and shoots the thing, and I love the scene. I also love the scene with which now the girl and the Detective Darkin are both saved, and he also goes in the train in it and fires the thing. He goes to the train. The thing keeps escaping, and he lost his ammo, and he turns around. The thing goes to his head and puts that claws in it. He puts that claws in it on his head. Damn, he put that claws on Harley Stone. And he also then was Detective Durkin saved his life, goes to and fires the thing, says good timing, and I love when Harry Stone says I'm gonna fry the fucker, and he grabs the wire, he grabs the wire, put all the water of the wire, and he hands himself. And of course Michelle helps him out, and he says not yet, and of course Durkin understands he didn't know what he mean, and Michelle goes and helps him out and says not yet, and he says now Durkin, and he puts the electricity, he fries the fucker, but the thing is still alive. And the thing is actually still alive, so he grabs Stone, puts him, and he tries to tear his heart out, but Detective Stone, it doesn't look like, at first he's surprised, but goes and punches the thing. He grabs and he goes, stabs him with his hand, grabs the heart out, At that time Michelle and Detective Durkin goes they actually go with automatic multi-barrel shotgun, and blows to pieces in a great practical effect explosion. Great effect, great practical effect, man, great effect. And Harry Stone, grabs the gun, when he holds the head in his head, in his hand, and says, "Sweet dreams," blows to pieces, and they destroy the monster. And the movie then ends with the boat when Michelle, Harley, and Durkin are actually driving it. Durkin says that Stone and Michelle are his sidekicks, and Stone says, "Shut up, Durkin." It was awesome, The movie ends. Now, why I love this movie to death, I love the music score by actually it's right here. Thank God I do have right in here by Francis Haynes, Stephen V. Parsons. I love the music score for the thing, which is awesome. I love the Scorpio demon, or Satan. It's called Satan, where Satan is in deep shit, but I love this thing, it was actually Scorpio demon, the creature, monster. And Harry Stone has psychic connections, and he also Harry Stone is a Scorpion. This thing kills in the sign of Scorpion, leaves pentagrams, and he taunts his victims, and he uses long claws. And I love the future. I love the creature future for this movie. It looks like Alien, but it isn't. He looks like Alien, but it isn't. He has like long claws on both hands. There's also a scene in the roof when he stabs the roof and he goes, like Freddy Krueger. He's better than Freddy Krueger, and he hunts down Durkin and Michelle, who are running away. I love that scene. That's fantastic scene. The creature was fantastic. The creature feature was being played by two actors, which I wrote down. And they were by Stuart Harvey Wilson and Paul Grayson. It was played by two killers. Played by two actors. Was played the killer. Stephen Norrington, who directed Blade 1998, which is my favorite Blade movie. He was the creature effects designer. He had to do 3 weeks to design the creature. So yeah, it was 3 weeks that he designed the creature. So he was a creature effects. So great effect by the creature by Stephen Norrington. I love the creature feature in this movie. Also the final scenes, like I said, Ian Sharp directed the final scenes because Tony Maylam stepped back. The ending was changed several times by Gary Scott Thompson. Was changed several times. The movie was filmed in 8 weeks between June 17 and August 9 of 1991 and was widely released in April. The movie had different titles, from Black Tide to Split Second to Killer Instinct in France and Detective Stone in Italy, and of course was also called Pentagram until they changed and keep the title Split Second. And the movie is rated there as a horror film, and I love the atmosphere. I love the night scenes. I also love Rutger Hauer, love Harley Stone, one of my favorite characters he played, with long coat, with the shade. But yeah, I think that, yeah, but I love this film to death. I love Detective Harry Stone. Rutger Hauer's best performance, in my opinion. Kim Cattrall is a fantastic actress. She was in Big Trouble in Little China, Sex and the City. She's fantastic actress as Michelle. She was great. She led that haircut from Star Trek 6. I think was I think I wrote down. I think I didn't. Yeah, Undiscovered Country. I don't know the subtitle for Star Trek because I never saw any of the Star Trek movies. I think I saw the remake, but it sucked. But yeah, I love the atmosphere. I love Kim Cattrall with her hairdo. I think she keeps keeping her hairdo, but Kim Cattrall was awesome this movie. She was fantastic. Yeah, she was fantastic. Love her haircut. She was fantastic. Love Harley Stone. Yeah, that's better. She's fantastic. She's a great actress. She's a fantastic actress. I don't like Alistair Duncan as Detective Dick Durkin. He looks like a dick in this movie. Harry Stone doesn't like him either. But the creature feature, I really like this film a lot. It's actually more. When he leaves the pentagrams, kills the victims. Eats their heart out. He tears them apart with his claws. He's a real monster. And I also love the lines, where Satan is in deep shit. I love that scene. Also the weapons, Detective Harry Stone wears Crossman 3357 revolver, also Roham revolver, RG-38 special, and also the automatic multi-barrel shotguns were used in this movie. The flooded subway metro, my favorite scene will definitely be flood subway metro, the finale. directed by Ian Sharp, was fantastic because the final scene, like I said, when Harry Stone used the wire, says, "I'm gonna fry the fucker." I love that scene. And Detective Darken with the shell opens he goes and opens the electricity and goes tries to kill the Fry, the Fry the killer, but he falls down. That scene when he kicks him and takes his head out, I love that scene. I love that scene, and Michelle and Detective Durkin with their automatic guns go and destroy the thing. There's a practical effect explosion. That's my favorite scene. Explosion. It's practical. It's that explosion. Love that scene. Or when the thing is on the train and Harry Stone goes after him. Love that scene. Or when he goes and in the train and uses his claw and hands down Durkin and Michelle. Definitely. My first scene will be when Harry Stone grabs the guy in the heart and takes the heart out. That's my favorite scene. Or when he goes, he says he drinks and blows his hair to pieces. Love that scene. Or I love when Rutger Hauer goes, and gives that dog something to eat. He says, "I wasn't talking to you, I was talking to your secretary." I just love that, I love Rutger Hauer so much. I sadly really miss the guy so much. I miss the guy so much. Definitely one of my favorite Rutger Hauer movies of all time. My favorite monster film. Definitely one of my favorite movies of all time. Love this movie to death. Such a badass film. If you didn't see it, you should check it out. You can't get run with this film. Split Second, fantastic movie. I really recommend this film. I love this movie to death. I think you guys should watch it again because it's so awesome. There was also another thing I want to say, but there is also on YouTube you can find the movie on DVD, but the picture quality is terrible because it's just remastered. I also read it on IMDb today and yesterday when some writer wrote how many are versions for Split Second, and he said that he taped this movie from TV, but he bought the DVD and there were like scenes that were deleted on DVD. So I think it is because it's like 3 minutes cut, the movie. So they were deleted scenes like the scene in which Harry Stone goes on the stairs and asks the girl if she's seen the thing. There's also the scene that was deleted. The bathroom scene was also deleted. I think the girl who was mutilated was also deleted. The nightmare scene was deleted. The scene in which Detective Durkin sees Rutger Hauer, the long wound. In his curious about it, that scene was also deleted. The nightmare scene was deleted. Many stuff was deleted. So I definitely recommend you to see this movie on Blu-ray. Fantastic movie. Fascinated, fantastic movie. Love the creature feature designed by Stephen Norrington, who also directed Blade. This guy is a fantastic. He's a talented designer. And I'll definitely say that this movie is right there with Aliens, right there with Aliens, it's right there with Aliens and with Predator. Definitely one of my favorite films of all time, but Split Second is one of my personal favorite movies of all time. And I really miss Rutger Hauer so much. Love Split Second to death. This is the best film he ever did. I miss the guy so much. He was 75. Why he had to die? Why? Why? But yeah, I forgot to mention, but this is the partner that was clear. That was the brother of Michelle Foster McLean. But why he had to die? Why he had to die? Rutger Hauer. So yeah, I'm making this review in honor of Rutger Hauer, which is my favorite movie of all time that he did. Now the movie budget was $7 million, but made worldwide, US and Canada and worldwide only $5 million. I don't know why, Um, but yeah, I don't know why, but the cost to make this movie was $7 million, and it's rated there. And I just love that atmosphere. I love the creature featured in this film. I love Harley Stone played by Rutger Hauer. He's the best, definitely one of the best films. I actually think it's underrated. I do think this movie is underrated. I think Split Second is underrated film. I think it's overlooked and underrated film. It's only 1 hour 30 minutes, fast paced. It's a fantastic film. The action not great, you know. Michael J. Pollard is also no longer with us anymore, so rest in peace, Michael J. Pollard. Also, and also Rutger Hauer is no longer with us. And the Pete Polswhite from The Lost World Jurassic Park, which I reviewed, is also in this movie. Before he did that movie, he also no longer with us anymore because he passed in 2011. His Paulson, I think the I think that's him. I'm not sure, but I think that's him. You know, Paulson. But I'm not sure, so I'm not gonna go. Alan Armstrong is also the Thrasher, which I forgot to mention him. Alan Armstrong is the Thrasher. He's superior to Harley Stone. He's actually his superior. Pete Postlethwaite is Paulson. He was also Paulson. He passed away in 2011, so it's really he was also the Lost World Jurassic Park. He was the usual suspects in it, you know, and it's really sad that he passed away. He was also Inception by Christopher Nolan. But yeah, he's actually one of the detectives one of the police officers who makes fun of Harley Stone. So that's also awesome. Peter Postlethwaite also passed away, and Rutger Hauer is no longer with us. Michael J. Pollard is no longer with us anymore. You know, it's really sad that such a good actors are passed away or dying. You know, they're no longer with us anymore because I really miss them. But yes, I really love this film to death. I mean, Split Second is such a badass film, such a cool film. I love that atmosphere. I love that the Rutger Hauer is actually psychic connected to the killer. He has a psychic connection because he made him a scar. But man, Split Second, by the way, that's how it looks like. But such a badass film. I really do miss this film so much. I mean, the action, what it is, there's also when Detective Durkin and Harry Stone are eating, and there was also in the background the music. You can hear the music in the background. There's also a scene when Detective Stone grabs the gun and shoots the rat, you know. Or when there's a subway when Detective Durkin opens the room and sees all the rats, you know, or there's like a rat on him, and he says, "I hate rats," and Michael J. Pollard says, the rat catcher, "They love you." They go to the stairs, all the water, you know, in the metro station, in the flooded subway metro station, you know, and he opens the closet and sees all the rats. We see all the rats. He's like allergic to the rats. He falls in the water. I love that scene. I love how they actually make it, you know. I really love. I think that Tony Maylam, I think was, I forgot his last name, but I think that Tony Maylam did a good direction. He was a good director. I think he did a great direction this film. But the final scenes were directed by Ian Sharp, so both of them they did a good job. Tony Maylam did a good job directing this film. The final scenes directed by Ian Sharp were fantastic. And then my favorite scene when Rutger Hauer grabs hits the guy, grabs the guy's hat. That's my favorite scene at the metro station. The final climatic fight scenes are my favorite. The horror, it's a horror film, it's a horror film. And my history with Split Second is I was 13 years old when I found this movie in VHS in video store, and I went and of course I rented it, and that time I liked it. And I remember that I saw also this movie on TV when it was on it, but yeah, I liked it, and now I love this movie to death. I think it got a cult following, it got a cult status, and I would say it's a classic. They don't make them like this anymore. It's rated there. It's a horror film. I love the gory. I love the gory. I love the action in this film. Steven Norrington was the creature effects designer. He did it in three weeks. The film was filmed in 8 weeks, so it was awesome. Yeah. It's really shame that only earned $5 million, but outside, US and Canada, and outside $5 million raised, but the budget was $7 million. A British futuristic science fiction horror film. Was released on May 1 in the US, 1992. Love the taglines: Blade Runner meets Alien. He's seen the future, now he has to kill it. He'll need bigger guns, insulated air. I love Kim Cattrall in this movie from Big Trouble in Little China. I love her in this movie, her hairdo. I love Detective Harley Stone, that he's a maverick cop, Alan, this guy, Alan, Thrasher, this guy, Alan Armstrong did a good job as Thrasher. He did a good job. But my favorite character would be definitely Harley Stone, Detective Harley Stone, played by Rutger Hauer, and Michelle McLean, because I love the music when you have the romance between those two, and I just love this film, or when you see the apartment of Harley Stone, he's like in the apartment, and he has like a fridge, and there's like a heart in the fridge, he throws the heart out because he's pissed, the killer is like taunting him, every move he goes and taunts him. But I really had a blast watching this movie yesterday. I really had a blast, watching this movie yesterday. I mean, love Split Second to death. It's my favorite movie of all time. I love that it's filled with the horror. That's actually filled with the horror. I love that that's such a badass, cool action film, And this film, like I said, I think it's underrated and overlooked. I think that some people hate this film because they don't get it. But I really love this film. It grew on me, and I love Split Second to death. It's my favorite Split Second. It's my favorite Rutger Hauer movie. My 5th review on Rutger Hauer. One more review will be showed up on this channel. That's going to be Hobo with a Shotgun, which I never saw, but I'm going to review it today. But Split Second, if you didn't see it, you should check it out. I think that you guys should give it a chance. You can't get wrong with it. I think it's a classic in this movie, in my opinion. If you don't have this film, you should buy it. I got it, 2 weeks ago. But I waited till I did Rutger Hauer movies. But this is my favorite Rutger Hauer movie. I miss Rutger Hauer so much. My favorite film. I miss him so much. I miss the guy so much. I mean, they don't make movies like this anymore. I'm glad that Pete Postlethwaite as Paulson is in this movie, because he was in Jurassic Park, The Lost for Jurassic World, because I love his character, Roland Tempo. I did a huge review on that film. So I really do love Split Second to death. I mean, Split Second is a classic, one of my favorite movies. And my top 4 films so far are Split Second, Blind Fury, The Hitcher, and of course Blade Runner, which are my top 4 favorite movies. And the fifth one will be, of course, Wanted Dead or Alive, which I've reviewed already. I don't have that film, but I'm glad I do have this film. Fantastic film, awesome film. Tony Mayland did a good job directing the film, and Ian Sharp did a good job directing the final score, the climatic ending, which is my favorite. The music score by the artist, by those two were great. Also, the film has a photo gallery, and also it does have it stars completely. You do have German subtitles, but yeah, it's remastered. The picture quality is excellent. You can choose two audios like 5.1 or 2.0, which of course I don't think that MVD has remastered version, but this is remastered. It's 2015, and I'd rather buy this one than MVD, because even the cover, but not in the back. This has better, But this is my personal favorite movie of all time. Love Split Second. I don't know what else to say. I really miss Rutger Hauer. I miss the guy so much, I miss this guy, Patrick Swayze. I miss this guy, I miss Patrick Swayze. I miss Patrick Swayze and I miss Rutger Hauer. One of my favorite action stars died, and I miss them so much, I miss Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse, and I miss Rutger Hauer so much, I miss Rutger Hauer, and I love that his face. I miss him so much, his best performance, my favorite character he ever played, Harley Stone. Split Second, I really recommend it. I don't know what else to say except that the creature, they actually designed this creature, but it's not that great. But I really love this film to death. Anyway, that's my movie review on Split Second, 1992, in honor of Rutger Hauer. Thanks for watching, and take care and have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video. So bye bye.